Ramon, what's the word? What's the word?
Yeah, Tony, getting ready for tonight's action with those play-in games. Are they in? Are they out? If it's a play-in game, is it a tournament win? I don't know, but good games tonight. We'll see who makes the field of 64. You got to click those radio buttons, I call them, there in our little contest. And yeah, I put my picks in, and we'll see who comes out on top.
That's right. Let's see who
Not
comes out.
a friend.
Oh yeah, it should be exciting. Exciting here with this bracket challenge. We'll see who comes out on top. Who's the king of the steam? We'll find that out here indeed. But anyway,
Ooh, okay, I like that.
king or queen of the steam?
Oh, that's right.
Can't forget the queen. We cannot, and the queen of hockey. Can't forget her.
I think I have another lady or two already signed up as well in there, so everybody's invited. Come on.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. There are some good prizes out there, as you know. Minnie's had a very good year, so good that she put up for the prize. So good that she's putting up some steak dinners and what you have. You can see she's having a great year, no doubt about that. Bankroll, that big huge bankroll of Minnie's.
Oh,
But anyway, we go to the World Baseball. Yes, we do document the World Baseball Classic. Ramon has put in plays back there, so if you are a subscriber of Ramon. He has plays up there. He does put them up on the Discord, so he's more than qualified to cover this game tonight. You know, we've talked about it a lot in his morning steam show. So those of you who haven't been following this team, Ramon has been wired into this World Baseball Classic. He likes to stay up late, watch the games. Sometimes they're up early, sometimes they're on when he's doing the morning steam show. But tonight, Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic on paper looks big here. Dominican Republic 330, total of 10.
they're all big today, Tony. We've already seen some key results. We just had my second premium of the day come in on the under again. Venezuela advances. They go 4-0. They beat Israel 5-1 just a few minutes ago before we came on the air. Venezuela, they were the 4-0 team in Pool D, not Dominican Republic, not Puerto Rico, Venezuela. They've kind of emerged now as maybe the favorite to win. Yes, Dominican is still alive. This is what makes this game so big, Tony. In game four, in Pool D, who's going to advance? The other Pool D teams are the United States and Colombia. Now, the United States is a huge favorite tonight, and they're 2-1, so they just got a dispatch of Colombia, and they're through. What's going to happen to DR and PR? Both these teams, Tony, are 2-1. One of these teams is going to advance, and one of them's going to, well, I would say go back to their island, but they're going back to spring training. More likely, if they lose this one, you don't want to lose this one, especially if you're a heavy favorite like the Dominican Republic. They're about $4 on the money line. They opened as low as maybe 350 or so, but pretty big line, don't you think? We got a lot of major leaguers out here. An all-star team, really, though, for the Dominican Republic. Or not washed up, but everybody's favorite guy they like to bet on, Johnny Cueto on the mound for the Dominican Republic tonight. That's the man they'll go to for the big game, the elimination game, if you will, virtually here between Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic's won 3 out of the last 5 meetings. These two met in the 2013 final 10 years ago. The DR won that one 3-0, but they've had some big games since then. Hey, no, not many hotter right now than the Padres. Manny Machado, back-to-back home runs in back-to-back games right now for the Dominican Republic. They got a stacked lineup with Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, Rafael Devers. Eloy Jimenez came through with the big play. Robbie Cano's still in there. The only guy who's been able to solve the DR, Tony, one of the best stories. I'll do my handicap, but everybody, if you didn't see, 21-year-old Duque Habert of Nicaragua, he struck out Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, and Manny Machado, and the 21-year-old from Nicaragua was walking out of the stadium, and a scout went up to him from the Tigers and pretty much signed him on the spot to a minor league contract. So great stories coming out of the World Baseball Classic for Puerto Rico, managed by Yadi Molina. They'll have Dominic Hamill, the Mets farmhand, going in this one. He'll be backed up certainly by some bullpen action. Jose De Leon, he won't be in the bullpen, but he's coming off a strong effort. He basically threw a perfect game, a shortened game, a run rule game. But after Hamill, depending on how far he can go, you only get 65 pitches, and you've got to come out and bring out another pitcher. So you'll have guys like Axel Rios, Edwin Diaz, Dwayne Underwood, Nick Padilla coming in for the PR. Puerto Rico's lineup, guys like Frankie Lindor, Kike Hernandez, Javi Baez, Eddie Rosario kind of leading the way right now. So I just feel like, Tony, it's such a big game, an important game. You're going to have a great spirit in the crowd. This is going to be a great spirit. It's going to be insane, actually. So you think if it's just spring training, you're not a fan of this tournament. I know we got the basketball going on, but you might want to consider tuning in 7 Eastern, 6 Central, and 4 Pacific for this one raucous crowd that we're going to see here with Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic in Pool D. Winner advances. I'm taking 2.5 runs, Tony, with the PR right now. I know Dominican Republic's going to be a stiff favorite, but you can't deny the spirit of Puerto Rico in this one, getting a couple of runs. I would think it's going to be a thrilling game, actually. They got a couple other guys that can come out of the bullpen as well. Rodriguez, Hector Santiago talking about Puerto Rico here. So I think they can stay within 2.5 runs. One funny, Tony, the Dominican Republic, I mentioned Yadi Molina managing Puerto Rico. The other day, Nelly Cruz came up. Remember the old days, you had player manager, Frank Robinson, of course. You think of one of the great player managers, Pete Rose has done it. Nelly Cruz of Dominican Republic, he's not a player manager. He's the general manager, and he plays. So Nelly Cruz, now with Pods, made a contribution also in the last game. So DR will have some good pitchers coming out of the bullpen, likely Genesis Cabrera. Man, he can throw. Luis Ortiz, Luis Garcia. But I'm going to take 2.5 runs with Puerto Rico here. I expect this game. The total's pretty high. Might get involved in a little premium action here. Even it should be a thrilling game, an important game. The loser's out of the World Baseball Classic, and just a little update right now. Mexico and Canada are underway as well in a very, very important game. Basically, the winner is going to move on. Mexico leading 2-1 in the bottom of the first inning right now. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and then to wrap it up tonight, USA, Colombia, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. U.S. Big favorite in that one, as I said. So this is the one. This is the game that, until you get to those elimination games, this is the biggest game of the tournament right now, given the stakes and given the neighborly rivalry, if you will. A little bit of rivalry, but a lot of, companionship with these two countries as well. Share a lot of great culture down there. So this one should be awesome. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I'm taking Puerto Rico plus 2.5 runs.
All right, Ramon here on Puerto Rico plus 2.5 runs plus 105 against the Dominican Republic. And of course, looking at this big line here, you're getting 2.5 runs. It seems like it's a lot here for Puerto Rico. As you said, they got players of major leagues. You mentioned some of the players. And what are some of the limitations on the pitchers in this tournament?
65 pitches, Tony, and that's when you've got to move on. So that's really all you get. And we've seen some pretty outstanding performances from pitchers, but you just don't have them going, complete games, if you will, because they, other than, like I said, Jose De Leon, really, they think of, pretty good pitcher, and really basically said there was a highlight of his, professional career to pitch the way he did in getting, basically a perfect game last time out. It was shortened, I think, to 5 2/3, whatever, 6 innings. They even drew it back. I think once they got the run rule for gambling purposes, they actually draw it back, of course, to the last complete inning. A 10-0 victory turned out to be a 7-0 victory, according to the books. So you could be careful on that one, but a lot of books just rule it. The run rule is different than weather, Tony. When it's official, it's official. So that's why you see all these totals that are hanging out 10.5, 11.5. and games that can end. We saw one, game finish basically 10-0 when the spread was, on a minus. I don't know, must have been minus 4,000, and the total was 10.5. So Venezuela, though, man, they're looking pretty strong right now. Their pitching also looking good. You think of their bats. I think with the DR, you think of all those big bats, and I think that's why they've gained such favoritism in the tournament. No doubt about it. I mean, they've
Yeah.
they've been there, done that, and I've made fun of the U.S. a little bit with their JV pitching staff, but I'm sure that they can also run very, very deep once we get to the next round. And we're going to be on the elimination round. Some teams are already headed here. Cuba won this morning against Australia. They're going to be heading over to the States to participate in the next round as well. So we're ready to roll now. It's going to be elimination time, starting with some of these games tonight. The next round is official elimination.
Knockout.
That's what we saw. Yep,
Yep.
we saw the knockout round with Cuba defeating Australia. They were basically over a $3 favorite, and Australia put two men on in the top of the ninth, made a very, very exciting finish. But Cuba has also moved on, and Cuba, they're bringing some major leaguers as well. The guys they left off their roster could have made up a bit of an all-star team too, but this is the first time Cuba has ever had professionals. We say professionals, we mean major leaguers.
Major leaguers
on their team. We know they're
now,
professionals.
Now, in this game here, what percentage of players? I guess I would probably say starters, probably on all major leaguers. The benches are there any clubs in Dominican? I know there's club baseball in Mexico. We joke about that league when you give out those picks in the summer. I know some of these players play Caribbean leagues. I know in Mexican League baseball they play in the winter. Some of these teams play in Caribbean. So there's usually going to be probably your starters are going to be all major leaguers. There'll be probably some pitchers, maybe some backups that play in the local club leagues. Is that what we're seeing?
For sure. In fact, the Dominican team is, I want to say it's 100% major leaguers or players that have had major league experience. There are a couple players on PR that play, I believe, in Japan as their professional experience right now. But the DR is basically a major league team, no doubt about it. Unlike some of the teams, Tony, where I mentioned tonight, for example, Dominic Hamill playing for Puerto Rico. I don't want to say they're using the heritage card. That's kind of what they call it. Where your mother or father was born, and a lot of the other international teams, especially teams like Italy, Israel, where players were maybe born in the U.S. and have a parent that was born in those countries. That's the qualification to participate on one of those other teams. For the most part, with Dominican Republic, all the players were born pretty much like in the Dominican. I think a few maybe have been, were born in the United States, but those teams have more natives on their rosters than some of the teams that participated. And a lot of those teams were a mix of minor league talent, and now we're left stranded with the big boys.
And we are all right to Ramon here on Puerto Rico, plus 2.5 runs, plus 105 against Dominican Republic, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I think Fox 1 has been televising some of these games over the Fox network. All right, Ramon, we got the game in here for you guys here. And, of course, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com right now as we're getting into, day 2 of the NCAA play-in, the first 4 they call it. Of course, we have a lot of action there. NBA on the board, as well as hockey. We'll flash those numbers up again here for Ramon. They've been impressive here. 3,415 units of profit for 2023. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com, so you can verify those by going over to Ramon's handicapper page. Go down to pick history. You can see all the plays there for you. All right, Ramon, good action tonight. What do you have going on over at the site?
I don't know what we're going to do, Tony, when the NCAA tournament gets to like 90 teams, but we'll be here tonight. I have a 3-pack in the NHL, just 4 games on the board. Mindy and I couldn't come to a consensus, but I've got 3 plays for you. That means over at Tony'sPicks.com with that NHL 3-pack right there, $30. Pick up my top 3 plays tonight in the NHL on tonight's card. 2 of the games go off at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific, and the other one is the late game out west. So pick up that 3-pack. Also tonight, Tony, I've got a 3-pack in college basketball. Going to keep you in action all night. I've got a selection in each of the NCAA tournament games tonight, followed by the late game out west in the NIT. So stay in action all night with me here and keep piling on those units that you see, the handicapper leaderboard there that I've been racking up as we get involved. We get moving forward with the big action tomorrow. Don't forget, I mean, now's the time. Pick it up. Maybe the weekly tonight, maybe the monthly, of course, because this is the big tournament 2 weeks. But man, if you want to make sure you're involved these next 2 days, I'll even recommend the 3 day right now because you'll get tonight's action plus tomorrow the 16 games in the NCAA tournament. Friday, the 16 games in the NCAA tournament. You know when these games start? Noon Eastern, 11 Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, on the 4 networks that are covering. I say the CBS family, kind of, but you know what I mean. The TNT, the TBS, if you will, the True TV, and the CBS, and all those games, getting underway in their little windows this weekend. Starts a little bit later out here in the West, but still, this is where you want to be in action on these games. Yeah, I think the other weeks were busy. Last week was busier, but these games are more important. Grab the 3 day at least right now. Don't miss a play. With the packs, there's just too much. The start times are balanced. We're gonna have to put in multiple packages probably and stuff because I'm gonna be in action in a lot of these games, no doubt about it. So grab one of the packages, please, right now. Hey, if you're doing fine, I get it. Just go ahead, push forward, join us on the morning's team. That's just fine. But if you just, I'm not saying a little extra help or whatever, but it just makes you feel good when you got that little information in your back pocket from a proven winner. You can just check out the handicapper leaderboards, see what I'm talking about, especially in college basketball. Look at our Who's Hot menu, drop it down to college basketball, pick the last 30 days or since the first of the year, and see what those units look like, see who's up there and who's got the winning units so far in college basketball. So that's why you want to get my packages for this week's college action. So that's it for now, Tony. I'm going to have something in college and pro basketball, but Mindy and I had a great consensus with the morning's team tonight. So you can go back and watch that show, pick up our consensus winners there tonight. I'm going to add a few, I think, certainly to complement this action, but we were together, and I believe for 5 games tonight as part of our package. If you don't want to watch the show, you can subscribe to the Morning Steam Picks just like you can our premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Just sign up. You don't have to watch the show. You don't have to move any scroll bars on YouTube. You don't have to keep rewinding if you miss it. Write it down, screenshot it, whatever. You can just pay for the picks and have them in your have them at the ready just by going to Tony'sPicks.com and hear what Mindy and I did in tonight's NBA action, where we've been clicking pretty good as well. It's an interesting NBA card going up against the NCAA tournament tonight. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, pick up my premium picks for this week. Get involved all weekend. It's not just the 16 games Thursday and Friday, 8 games on Saturday, 8 games on Sunday. They probably got, I didn't look at the times, Tony, but I always get a little flustered when it comes down. They get cute with the TV and they're like, oh, we got 1 game now. Now we got 4 games. Now we got 3 games. Hopefully they fix that a little bit. I like watching a couple at the same time, but didn't look at the times just yet. One day at a time here with these tournament picks. And it's going to be some good ones tonight, no doubt about it. We all know Texas Southern and FDU, Arizona State and Nevada in action tonight. And I've got plays on both of them at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ramon's got over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll flash the numbers up there again. You can see here 3,415 units of profit for 2023. There's all document over at Tony'sPicks.com. So go ahead and get on, sign up with Ramon. You'll find his college basketball 3-pack up there right now. Tournament games as well as 1 late NIT here on this 3-pack. Also on the ice with a 3-pack now instead of buying these plays individually or in packages. Just get the long-term pass. We have a 3, a 7, or a 30-day pass. 30-day pass gets you the entire tournament. 7-day pass will get you the tournament until they knock it down to 16 teams. They'll whittle it down to 16 when you get that 7-day pass. That's a way to roll. Of course, the 3-day pass, you'll get Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as action. So lots going on here. The whittles are 32 when you get that a 3-day pass. So you make the call, but whatever you do, just remember the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off your purchase. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. You'll land on this page. Go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's X Ramon. Lots going on with the morning steam. There'll be a show Friday here. There'll be days off here. The next 2 weeks will be on Mondays to cover the Elite Eight and the round of the round of 64 on Friday. Right, we'll have 64 teams in that round of 64 there. So lots happening there, and of course over at Discord as well.
Can't wait for the action over the next 2 days. What did they do to my Aztec? I touted Charleston all year on our shows a couple times, also on the morning steam, and they put that Charleston team right up against my Aztecs. I'm scared because I was saying Charleston is one of those sleeper deep run type of teams. Also maybe FAU, we'll see, but careful now, guys, when you go in those brackets, because if we've got a limited field, we know what we have 70 people there, maybe in the smaller the field. Sometimes you gotta. I don't want to go any reverse psychology on anybody, Tony, make them make the wrong picks and leave it wide open for somebody like me. But anyways, you said it, Tony. Go to Tony's Picks Ramon, pick up another free play today, if you will. We got free plays on Twitter at Tony's Picks Ramon. I put in a free play every day. It makes it to Twitter. Get another free play that way. Also, take a look at right here on Tony'sPicks.com, embedded videos here for a couple of more plays. Tony, you previewed the games on the side. I gave out the totals, and it comes to you in our sponsored video, Utah Valley against New Mexico. What's going to happen in this wild one? Check out our sponsor video right here on the website. Get my play in that one. Also add it with Tony's play. You want a parlay video? Watch Tony's video. Watch my video. You'll get a side and a total. That'll keep you involved in that one. Also, same thing. Alcorn State, North Texas in the NIT. I gave out the total. Tony gave out the side. There's another two-teamer for you, kind of a dual play between Tony and I. There's that leaderboard video up there. Just click on it, and you'll get that free play winner. Alcorn and North Texas in the NIT tonight. So please check those out if you want more free plays from the man atop the 30-day leaderboards right there, Red Hot Ramon Scott. I just talked about myself in the third person. Why not?
Why not? Ramon's been hot, guys. So you'll find more picks here on our site, our leaderboard video. Check it out with a free pick there from Ramon Scott there when you click that, as well as our homepage, our sponsored videos. So a lot more content there over at Tony'sPicks.com. So go ahead and get signed up. And, of course, check out the Discord. You'll find Ramon in there. And, of course, don't forget about the bracket contest. So take part in that. A lot of excitement going in there. A lot of content, a lot of free picks. A lot of information from. We really just showed the link to the Discord just on our live show. So you'll know you will know a lot of the people there in the room because they're really from our chat. So be sure to pay a visit there and click the link and go ahead and get signed up to it. And join us in the bracket challenge. It'll be a lot of fun there. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up all that great work you've been doing. We'll catch you in the morning steam, and we'll talk with you again on the show tomorrow.
Yep, please, guys, go right now if you can. We'll talk about it one more time before tomorrow, before the tournament. I say the tournament actually starts, but you got to get those picks in, just like any bracket you're running. But please join ours. It's going to be a lot of fun. You got to get those plays in before noon Eastern, 9 Pacific tomorrow to be involved. It's not about taking Mindy's donation to the food. It's about winning and having fun and seeing who's on the leaderboard, but we'll compensate you with lunch, dinner, or breakfast.
It's the food, Ramon. It's the food. It's the food.
What's my motivation? What's my motivation? It's right in front of me.
That's right.
I can't wait to see who wins. I can't wait to see who wins. I've got just as. Of course, everyone's got just the same equal chance. We're all good sports fans and experts. Can't wait to see who wins. That'll be so fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. All right, Ramon.
I can bring them on the show.
That's right. Bring them on the show, indeed. You can, as always, Ramon, have a great afternoon. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Tony.